It was an audacious plan which, had it succeeded, would have killed thousands and crippled air travel worldwide. This wasn't just a plot to bring down one or two airliners. At least 7, perhaps more, would have been blown out of the sky on a single day. The deadly explosive hydrogen peroxide was to have been disguised as harmless soft drinks. This, one of a series of tests carried out by government scientists to demonstrate the viability of a liquid-based device.
That amount of high explosive would seriously injure or kill people close by, and it would cause serious structural damage to metals and plastics.
Some of the plotters had even recorded Al-Qaeda-style martyrdom videos to be released to the world after the attacks.
We are brave, we're not cowards, and enough is enough.
Police believed the plan was just weeks away from fruition when they launched the operation to arrest their main suspects at 11 o'clock on the evening of August 10, 2006. Just 3 hours later, the terror threat level was raised to critical, indicating an imminent attack. By 6 a.m, there was huge queues and confusion at major airports as additional security measures were introduced to guard against a new type of threat. The plotters had planned to carry their liquid explosives within small plastic drinks bottles. They'd simply have passed through the X-ray scanners undetected, while the electronic detonators would have been hidden within electrical devices like phones. A computer memory stick belonging to lead bomber Abdullah Ali had details of these 7 flights, all bound for destinations in the US and Canada. With all of the aircraft over the Atlantic around the same time, the authorities would have been powerless to act as the planes disappeared from radar one by one.
This was a hugely significant terrorist attack plan. With that number of aircraft, with the types of destinations that were being talked about, it's conceivable to think of upwards of 2,000 casualties in the air, depending on the point of detonation, whether others would have been caught on the ground as well. And these were just horrendously large numbers of potential fatalities.
For months, the police and security services had the plotters under surveillance. This was one of the properties they'd eventually raid, the bomb factory in East London. Inside, they discovered this cupboard filled with drinks bottles. The seals on some of the caps were untouched, but the liquid had been removed, syringed out through a hole in the base. The explosives would be injected in through the same tiny hole. Batteries had been filled with wires and tiny bulbs to act as detonators. In nearby woodland, bin liners and a suitcase held containers full of hydrogen peroxide. In their defence, the men said they only planned to set off small devices at iconic targets like the Houses of Parliament to protest at British foreign policy. But the jury agreed with the Crown. This was a real and deadly plot to blow apart as many aircraft as possible. Mark White, Sky News.